Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to map number 2 now of this probably very quick set between Team Solo Mid and Team Kappa in the Star Series Season 14, presented by iLeague. Unfortunately, once again, just me, Blue, solo casting, so do apologize for any problems that pop up with the solo cast, but we're going into the second map now. Knife round's already concluded, and this is live in the first pistol round, of course, here now, and this is the choice from GreyFace, in case anybody was curious on this one. Not surprising at all, considering the nature of this team coming about, so these players obviously wanting to favor a map where they can get a lot more done very quickly, and to start things off, they'll pick up the first kill. Unfortunately, Dupree is going to find the response to it, but Babar doing a great job of holding off those long doors there, going to be able to pick up an additional kill for a total of 2 so far, and this will open up that avenue for this team to push into it. Unfortunately, for Team Kappa, these players now are going to push their way back over here, and they're going to have to go for a fairly long rotate, so TSM are going to be given a fairly long time in order to get themselves into a good position to try to counter this one out. And by the way, I just have to say that I absolutely despise 3 out of 5 of the members of TSM right now for making their names backwards. But there's going to be Jumpy, switching up with another kill there on the device once again. And as they slowly creep their way in, Wheaton. That's right, I learned how to pronounce it on the break. He's going to sneak his way in. They will be given an opportunity to plant. And now Dupree, along with Cajun B, are going to try to work their way back into here. Cajun B actually getting a lot of progress before being spotted now by Wheaton, but they work their way back up over here. Wheaton going to be out in the open a little bit, so he's going to drop down to about 23 HP, but KGB goes in, and oh, Wheaton and Powell for the quick closeout there for the members of GreyFace. And they're going to end up closing things out. And in case, by the way, guys, anybody is wondering the score, it is right in front of your face, over there at the top middle left, right under TSM. They currently lead this at 1-0. Final score of the first map was 16-6 over on Overpass. So with that said, of course, GreyFace getting the opening round here. Granted, again, keep in mind, this doesn't really mean that they're in a safe position just as of yet, but with Wheaton opening it up once again over here on a Cajun B. And they're going to pick up another kill. That's going to be a pretty good start for themselves as well. Powell looking for one onto Dupree, but he takes a little bit of heat from that one. He's going to get dropped down pretty low down at, well, not super low. It's more Wheaton, of course. It's brought down 37 HP after his trade, so he gets hit. But unfortunately, it doesn't really do all that much damage. Brought down to 69 HP, and now Kabulb coming in there, just waiting outside of the long doors. He's going to be able to catch an additional kill over here onto Kerrigan as well. And GreyFace just taking their good old time with this one. Obviously, a lot slower than when we saw in the previous map. They actually ended up screwing up and losing the second round response. So now these guys over here, Zipnix and Device, are going to be the final 2 left alive. Not really a whole lot that they can try to do to impact this at this point. Zipnix will line up a shot, get some good hits, but unfortunately not enough to finish anybody off. And now it's just Eceived, or Device, over here, who will have to try to see if he can catch him. But he might get an opportunity to kill Powell here in a second, but he doesn't actually spot him. He takes those hits, though, and I think he's going to want to go out and try to battle with him to try and at the very least drop that gun and scavenge it. But no pickups are going to be had from him. Powell will end up taking him down. And GreyFace will pick up the second round without too much extra conflict here now. So there we go, 2-0 in the favor of the members of GreyFace / Kappa. And they're going to be able to build upon this here too, as TSM are going to have to go for their full save, as we generally expect on a third round. After that second round, it doesn't really go so well. I'm aware there is no HP bar. Unfortunately, that's like a bug I keep getting with my client that I don't really know how to fix. I can try to reload in after a minute or two, but I think it just goes away after a couple rounds. It should load in for myself. So, Wheaton again is going to open things up over here, and that's going to kill Dupree from the opening. Now they're going to work their way over here outside of it, so very, very swift control of the site being gained. Like we said before, not really a whole lot that TSM could try to do to resist this at this point, so they're going to be stuck back once again now. Wheaton picking up another kill over there onto Cajun B. Zipnix does find at least one to pick up here, and Device is looking for one too. They get a nice little double team on a Powell in order to take him down, but Kabum comes in, finds the trade. They're going to be able to take him down. Babar finding one as well. And now we're going to see Kabum actually trying to finish things off. He is flanked, but it's going to be very easy to finish off there. And there we have it. Kabum picks up the final kill. GreyFace go 3-0 over here after picking up the pistol. No resistance from TSM this time, but now they're going to be able to get the guns into their hands. And they will be able to go for a bigger buy here. But Kabum, interestingly enough, again, we've seen this choice made. I don't know if it was him in the previous map that did this, but somebody from this team did this choice as well, where they actually just stuck with one player on the UMP. We have seen this, like, this isn't super rare to see. Like, we see this a lot with the P90. It is rare to see it, however, with the UMP, is you normally see, like I said before, you normally see something like this happen with a P9 just because it's a little bit more of a competent weapon, but with the UMP, it will be interesting because if it can actually work out well, that's a lot of excess caps that player can build up, especially if he can keep himself in this and keep himself in a very good stack position. But obviously for this time, GreyFace is going to be taking their approach a lot slower, as they don't want to obviously give away a lot of their guns for free. Wheaton already working his way up here as well. Cajun B not going to get found out just as of yet, but at the same time, Quayton not wanting to push his way up into the site. He's going to end up falling back a little bit more here, getting himself out of harm's dodge here, and then Kerrigan will be able to push himself forward as well to try to get into a counter out spot in case we see a push coming out from long. It's mainly going to be happening from Cat, so he has to hope that Kabone pushes towards him or that he can get a really mean lineup from Pit or something like that, because unfortunately he's not really going to be able to help out his team all that much. KGB will end up falling back over to watch out for more of a long push there too, and they're gonna take the bait on this one. Hook, line, and sinker, or pretty much all of their attention is diverted to long right now, where in the meantime they've got nothing coming in from that avenue at all. And in fact, this might end up being a mid to B split, which is looking like it's going to be the case. Now Jumpy pushes out from there. They've got no smoke to cover it, so they're actually going to end up mollying that, I do believe, but this is going to make it very obvious, and this will be a very awkward take indeed from the members of GreyFace, because there's the smoke now from Jumpy, but why would you have mollied that in the first place if you were just going to smoke it out and work your way through? So they see this coming. Device picks up 2 before being traded out there by Babar, and I think he gets a 2-for-1 headshot there as he takes down Kaboom and Jumpy. So he's going to work his way up. Alf is going to spot this player in the left corner, but he's going to win that trade there anyway. He takes it down. Nonetheless, these players find their way into the site. The rotation's coming off so quick, and there's only 3 seconds left to plant. They just barely are able to get that plant, thankfully, because they find these entries, and that player inside of the site doesn't end up getting traded out, but now Kerrigan finding an opening through the tunnel over here. He's going to be able to take down Quayton, and it's just Babar who's going to try to push through the smoke, but they're waiting for him. So he's going to have to hold here, hope that he can keep himself alive, but with all that noise he's making, it should be pretty easy for these players to catch him. And now Kerrigan is going to be able to take him down. There you have it. He's going to get eliminated, and for the members of TSM, they will pick up the first gun round here. They're going to be able to start things off in terms of overall gun rounds. They'll be able to start things off in their advantage, and as for GreyFace, unfortunately, they're going to have to sort of re-rally themselves. Like I said before, though, with Kaboom making that choice over here to start off with the UMP instead of going for just a rifle upgrade or something like that, they're actually going to have a lot of excess cash on the him, so they're still going to have a very competent buy coming into this round. The op on a Babar and all that one as well, so they still have that to work with in the 4 AKs, so still looking very, very good at this point in time here, and nothing to worry about in terms of their economy just as of yet. After this round, things get a little bit rough, but we'll have to wait and see, and Device is going to be able to hear all of this happening on Cat too, so they should be able to counter out these 2 players, which are going to push in. KGB will move in first, but he's completely flashed. Thankfully, Zipnix is there to cover for that, so that's going to shut down Quayton very quickly, and now KGB gets in play with the op. He's going to fly Jumpy. That takes him down, and already there's 2 kills scored. A 3rd kill comes out from Kerrigan as Kaboom tries to push out towards long with nothing happening there. Pretty gets a little bit over-aggressive, and Palp is going to be able to catch him out, so they find 1 kill there, but that may end up being the only one they get as Device sitting behind the Xbox. No one even calls that as they hadn't even spotted. Just pushed through the mid doors. He finds this one, and now final player left alive here for GreyFace is going to end up being Babar, armed up with the op at this point. Almost was a team ace for TSM, but unfortunately Dupree got a little bit overzealous and is going to end up finding an early grave for himself. So now it's just Babar, and basically they're just waiting for the chance to kill him. And he's kind of going to be stuck back over here too. I imagine he's not really going to be too keen on moving out from this position, but as soon as he does, that's going to be Zipnix now. Probably able to catch him, so now they know where he is, and they've just got to shut him down at this point. He's sort of just delaying the inevitable here, hoping he can get a couple op shots or 2, but more than likely he's going to be a dead man. As he tries to sneak his way up, hoping somebody takes the bait on pushing in, but Babar, man, it's not really going to work out very well. Most of the team has fallen back. See the jump, he misses that shot. Now they've got an opportunity to push up towards him. Not peeking up just yet. But man, this is brutal from TSM. They're not giving him anything. And what sucks about this too is look at the timer, because they're just waiting him out. This is exactly what they're going to do. They're waiting for the timer to run out. He does get 1 kill, but this is nothing off of TSM's shoulders. He does get a no-scope too, so he might actually preserve. Looks for the 3rd, but they shut him down. And that happens post-round, so no money for him. And look at it. Now he's got $200. So that was a very evil and mischievous plan from TSM, but it works out great because now, obviously, now he's not going to have any money. He's got to completely save with the rest of the team, and it's going to look even worse for him because now he's got to try to rebuild his economy. That may even be a round or 2 here where he's just going to have to sit back and buy up a Tech 9 where the rest of his team would have been able to buy for rifles. So that really screws up their economy and gives TSM a very, very big advantage here. And for this round, again, expected to be a walkover from the members for the Danish team, as it should be an easy 3rd point scored by these players. Device will just sit on the B side as they go for the usual split. Not really a whole lot of proactive watching of middle, just because of the fact that in this round it wouldn't be too big of a detriment to let them get through middle initially. The bigger problem would, of course, be letting them get through, smoke it, and then push their way up onto the B site. But, you know, with the guns they have, especially with no additional kills going off on the members of TSM as of yet, it wouldn't be... It's not really going to be too hard to handle a mid-rush, just because of the fact that, obviously, it's just those pistols, and you can easily line up, hold the door angle, hold the window, and just take them out one by one as they try to push their way up onto the site. It won't go very well, essentially, for GreyFace, is the moral of the story here. And TSM realized this, so they play it back, just take their time with it. There's no reason to rush this, and they're just going to wait for the members of GreyFace to play into them so that they can take them out nice and swiftly, knock them out, and get that 3rd point onto the board with minimal losses. They did lose a couple players at the end of that round in order to make that play and basically destroy his economy over on Babar's side. So they end up losing a couple of guys there, and it's a pretty expensive strat, but it pans out because now it's really going to muck up their economy buys for a round or two here. And they do get a couple more players up on a cat, but the bomb is still sitting down below, so if Device can catch Palf, then they're going to be able to stop this before it goes anywhere. Jumpy tries to jump out into the open, but unfortunately Device catches him. An additional one looking for the 3rd over here as Babar jumps through, and there you have it. Device with the easy mop up. 1, 2, 3 a root, and that's the 3rd point now being tied up here. And Babar even trying to figure out, man, how much HP do you have? We almost got you, but not going to be happening there as Device. Well, he's Device. And that's going to end that round very swiftly. GreyFace actually are able to go up for another buy up here. Babar gets tossed a gun by his teammates. That's going to lower the amounts overall for the rest of these guys, but they still get the 5 AKs in the mix. Everybody's got armor and whatnot here too, along with a decent utility stack except over on Wheaton. Now for the rest of these guys on GreyFace, they'll stack and just play for middle control right now, and Palf, although he tries to get aggressive in the tunnel to open things up for a mid to B split that I think this team wanted to initially go for. Not going to get fast Dupree with that one. He finds him out, is very quickly going to be able to take him down. Device looking for this kill over here in middle two, but he leaves himself a little bit too overexposed, so he's going to be able to come in here and find that kill. Babar picks up a second after Dupree finds the trade over onto Jumpy himself, and now they're going to re-smoke that out to prevent the re-entry from the members of GreyFace. They're now going to push their way into the tunnel, and I imagine they would just go for the B site tick at this point. But one of the problems that we saw the last map too is that they wouldn't really take too big of a movement upon a lot of their advantages. They would get these advantages, but then they would do exactly what they're doing now, where they sit back, and it's great because specifically now that they know this map and they're able to play this map a little bit better, it works out here because they can sort of play that to their advantage and look for these extra picks and whatnot. But on that last map, it sort of became a detriment because TSM was able to abuse that a lot more. If TSM were able to get themselves back into a good position and start to re-abuse that, then I imagine things would get a lot more drastic here for the members of GreyFace. But so far, this kind of thing seems to be working out for them. And in this round, it might actually net them the victory point here. As Cajun B, unfortunately, he's got the op, and he's only got a P250 for his secondary pistols. There's not a whole lot he can try to do to try and resist this, but I think he might just go for it anyway. He's trying to find a way in a sneak. Might as well just be looking for some of these kills before he decides to fall back himself, and that's the case. But Wheaton with the peek, he comes out, is going to be able to find Cajun B to shut him down. So they're going to get a free op in their favor. That's probably going to get tossed over towards Babar. He'll be able to pick that up once again, and we've already seen him in the past. He's been able to do some work for this same story over there for Jumpy as well, but still going to be keeping the op over onto Babar for the time being. And GreyFace will once again reclaim their lead. TSM not going to take that without a fight, however. They go for their own rebuy-ups now, which includes KGB picking up the op. Everybody else armed up with rifles. Zipnik's the only player that really is going to be a little bit lighter, but already KGB doing some work and has killed the opper from Team Kappa. As he takes him down. Zipnik's up on top of Cat 2, finds one kill, drops down, looking for the second, and spots Jumpy, but is going to have to rely on a little bit more support that's going to come in here from KGB. But unfortunately, without him having armor and having to go for the glass cannon buy, Jumpy's also going to be able to take him down, so they find their way up onto the platform. But again, another problem has been the lapsed follow-up from a lot of the members over here on GreyFace. So it's great because these individualistic plays keep coming out for the members of GreyFace, but there's not a lot of communication and whatnot to follow it up for the rest of the team. So they've got the platform control, but now they've got to get the bomb over here too. And say if TSM had a player that was sitting over here in long and whatnot, that could be problematic because it would obviously drive a wedge between them and prevent them from even getting the bomb on there. Thankfully, Kaboom is able to... There's a little bit of an awkward moment there as they missed the bomb toss, but thankfully they managed to kill that player that was in that area, so it's not going to be too big of a worry. And they're given a lot of freedom too, so they can get this bomb plant way out in the open. You can see Device is creeping forward. Going to try to catch Jumpy, but Jumpy spots him first, so he's going to be able to fall back and get himself out of harm's dodge for the time being. Palf sitting back over there on Goose, and then Kaboom, apologies, is going to place himself back over there in the pit too. But these final players from TSM are going to try to push their way in. Dupree looking for his way back in, but there's Device picking up the kill. Palf finds the trade. Dupree opens up the long angle, and now it's just Palf back over here. He's going to fall back, try to hold things, hopefully get that smoke, but that's a nice headshot there as he shuts down Zipnik's looking for more Dupree as he's going to press forward here at this point. Palf looking for the trade, but he's going to have a little bit of trouble, and almost missing that spray there, but thankfully he ends up coming out on top near the end of it. He's going to look to pick up the but he will grab that as well, and the bomb will not actually blow up before the round ends, so he's going to be able to make it out of that. The yacht will be reclaimed by the members of GreyFace, and that's going to get tossed back over onto Kaboom, so they still have that in the mix. He should be able to buy up his armor and everything at this point, and actually he won't be going for the op this time. Well, actually, no, apologies, that gets tossed over to Bar, and yeah, he's going to have the op, so they were just waiting for him to buy up and for him to pick up the AK so that they could toss it over to their teammate, so they're still going to have that, and now for TSM, they've been broken, so GreyFace can actually establish a pretty strong precedent for a lead at this point here now. Dupree's going to toss that smoke back out, and as for the members here of Team Kappa, they'll have to try to push their way out into that site, but they'll be denied of that opportunity for the time being. They don't want to take their chance of going up against the Deagle there from Dupree. He's already had some very impressive rounds with that. striking these headshots left and right in order to take these players down. But weren't able to find it just as of yet. And now they're going to end up falling back. And again, shifting their perspective over here towards the middle area where they've been having a lot more luck just in general with making these pushes here. And obviously a lot more of a default position for the T's to play out towards there. Get that mid control, and then you're given a lot of options to move your way out from there. But nobody actually watching proactively, at least I should say, just outside of the long doors. So if the timing from TSM is good, and if Kerrigan presses through after Kabom is going to end up looking away and commits himself over here to either Cat or pushing him with the rest of his team through middle there, then that could be an opportunity for these players to flank them out. I think it's going to be a little bit too quick, though, from the players on GreyFaces. They're just going to go right for this mid to B split here at this point. They work their way into there. Zipnix is going to look for a response as he does catch some of this, so it pushes them back. And that tunnel push is going to be held up by this one here too, but they've got to go for it because there's only 25 seconds left. But there's Dupree, finds one headshot, Device sitting up on top. He's going to catch him with the CZ and falls safely behind the boxes. Now they're rolling back in, and that mid push is just not going anywhere. They've all regrouped themselves to try to make a push up from here. There's Kabam, he's going to find two, and Babar gets the shot through the door there and the headshot. But there's KJB still doing some work with the scout, almost going to finish off Wheaton. He does survive the encounter, but now he's only at 7 HP. Kerrigan's going to roll right in and catches Wheaton out in the open. Now armed with an AK, going to press forward to try and finish off the bar, but he's got that up, so he's got to be careful, and thankfully Babar comes out on top. That flash timing was not the best, and he was actually still completely able to see him, so he takes him down. GreyFace just barely are going to be able to manage to squeak through that round, and now TSM again will have to go for a complete save at this point, as they did go for a little bit of a force up that time. Tried to go for more of an aggressive buy, and obviously bringing the scout and whatnot into play to try and just force out all the money they could to try and prevent GreyFace from really running away. But now they're not only going to allow that, but GreyFace should have another fairly easy round in their future here at this point to pick up a 7th point for TSM. Not really a whole lot they are going to be able to invest into this round, and you can already see the members of GreyFace essentially running them over. Kabom picking up those 2 frags there. Pal finding an additional one. Now just Dupree and Device are the final 2 left alive in middle, and Palf catches onto this one, so he's going to move it. He finds another kill, and they know Device is sitting over there in that corner, so Palf gets a pretty impressive round for himself, all of 3 kills there, and Kaboom picking up the 2 initially to really open up that opportunity for him. So GreyFace again in a very safe position now on this T side, and actually encroaching on sort of a dangerous amount too here is, again, a lot of improvements have been made from the previous T side on that map there too. It was just seemed very lackluster from